Look, this ain't entertainment. It's focusing on the slave ship. These soldiers and spirituals I swam against them waves with. Ended up on shore to their amazement. I hope the example I set's not contagious. Lock us behind gates but can't tame us.
Victory to me is when you spend your time right. Victory to me is when you get your grind right. Victory to me is when you get your minds right.
Dedication, hard work, plus patience. To some more of my sacrifice. I'm done waiting. Told you that I wasn't playing. Now you hear what I've been saying. Dedication.
And now let's talk about that interesting division that is the AFC West. A division that is going to be competitive and probably more competitive than some people may think. And some teams that have looked surprisingly decent so far this preseason. I'm going to talk about two teams that were on the low end projection so far as the predictions that I've seen, and that is the Oakland Raiders and the Denver Broncos. Now, the Denver Broncos, they now have Joe Flacco. He's all right. You know, he's probably average on the quarterback list in terms of all 32 quarterbacks. He's probably somewhere in the middle between, 15 and maybe 20 of all quarterbacks in NFL. So I would say from what they had last year with Trevor Siemian, I would say that they've improved from that position as it relates to the Denver Broncos. And then you have Emmanuel Sanders, who looks like he's going to be okay. He's coming back off that Achilles injury. And, that defense has always been stout for the Denver Broncos. And, Phillip Lindsay's looking to have another, Pro Bowl season coming off that rookie season, having over 1,000 yards as it relates to rushing. So, they look like they'll be able to improve this year. And then you have the Raiders who's been a little circus, during the offseason. It's been a little chaotic with Antonio Brown and the helmet situation, which, if I was him, I'd be trying to play in the same helmet I've played in my old career too. But, to each his own. And, the Oakland Raiders, they got Derek Carr, Antonio Brown. They have Terrell Williams. They have Jacobs, who's going to be better than what people expect. That Josh Jacobs out of Alabama, that late first-round pick, that John Gruden took his chance on drafting that running back. I think he's going to do just fine for John Gruden, and he's going to help out Derek Carr, a lot. And so those are two teams that have been in low expectations for NFL predictions that I've seen. What are your thoughts on that before we talk about the two teams that are projected to do great things this season?
Definitely. The AFC West, man, that really might be the most competitive division from top to bottom. I know you said the AFC South will be pretty competitive just because of the circumstances, but as far as from star talent and just big games and I know, like you said, the Broncos and Raiders are not getting that much love because they're coming off abysmal seasons, but the Raiders, people can't overlook the Raiders. They added some playmakers. John Gruden, people, I ain't gonna lie, me included, people were looking at the Raiders like, are y'all crazy giving this man 10 years, $100 million, and then the first thing he do is, hey, let's trade Khalil Mack, and then complain about it, and then a couple months later complain about, we need a pass rusher. Dude, what are you talking about? And then you trade Amari Cooper to the Cowboys, and they start playing great ball as soon as he gets there. So, for them to turn around that quick from that to what they could be, because obviously we don't know yet. Everything was good on paper, but the NFL is any given Sunday. But just from the look of it, I think people better stop overlooking definitely the Broncos and the Raiders. Because, like you said, Broncos, they're going to have a great defense. And we know great defenses can put you in position to win the game, or win the game for you sometimes. The Jaguars did a couple years ago. And almost won, a playoff game. I mean, they went a playoff game, almost, got to the Super Bowl. So I think the Broncos, if Flacco can play pretty good, I think they'll be solid. Like you say, you got Emmanuel Sanders, you got Cortland Sutton. You got some pieces there. You got Chip Goodwin. He's a truck back there. They got a good 1-2 punch there. And then, like you said, the Raiders, man, you got AB. Yes, it's been a circus. Yes, the helmet game. All this off the field beat for Ben Roethlisberger. Forget all that. We know what AB does when he gets on that field. He produces at a high clip. He's one of the best receivers in the game. Let's not forget that, people. This is a 2-team race.
Yep, Chief Chargers. And now I was going to mention the Chargers and just basically going to ask you, are the Chargers the team to not only be in the AFC West, but are they the team to be in the NFL? They're coming off a season where the injury bug, it took them by storm. And, they're going to get guys like Hunter Henry back. They're going to get Bosa back. They're going to get Denzel Perryman back. But they lose a stout defensive back in Derwin James for a plethora of the season. And now on offense, they're going to be pretty good on offense still. Hopefully they'll have Melvin Gordon week 1. Hopefully they'll be able to pay him the money that, he's trying to, he deserves and that he's trying to get, so they can make this Super Bowl run, because they can't make a Super Bowl run, at least in my humble opinion. The Chargers can't make a Super Bowl run. They can make a playoff run, but I'm not sure if they make a Super Bowl run without Melvin Gordon. You need Melvin Gordon. You need your superstar running back. He's outplayed his contract worth, and, it's time for him to get paid. And so the Chargers are a team that I believe can go all the way to the Super Bowl, but they're going to need all their pieces. And hopefully Derwin James can have a speedy recovery and at least come back before the end of the season. And now, your thoughts on the Chargers?
Come on, man. Chargers are great. Phil Rivers is still doing. He's probably one of the best quarterbacks now in the Super Bowl. And he got the weapon. And then you got Austin Eckler, and we're looking for, Melvin Gordon to come back. One thing about them, though, man, Derwin James going down was a big blow, dude. I don't even know. He's so versatile. He's Jalen Ramsey-esque. You know what I'm saying? He's the game changer in defense, and that's a big blow because he's so versatile. Corner, safety, box, he can cover, he can hit. So that's a big blow, man. He does a lot. Now that tends a lot for what the defense does. So really, it's not more really about the offense. He'll put up points in the offense. I mean, the defense is still, pretty good, but are they going to be able to from the point, get the stops? Obviously, you got Billy Wilson. So, he's going to be wrecking head the opposing offensive lines. So, we just got to see how that but this is a pass. And if quarterback can get that pass off, I don't know back there, man. I said that's a big blow, man. Big blow. But they got Casey Hayward, they got Desmond King, so they got people back there, man. So I ain't gonna count them out, man. And if the Chargers are Chargers, they're gonna be good. But like you said, that Melvin Gordon situation, is he gonna be there week 1? We're hoping. Is he gonna be there? Are they gonna pay him? You got the quarterback coming out and saying, hey, I love Melvin, but he's not educated like the running back, not educated in what we do. Wow, that's coming from the quarterback. To be truthful, I don't really want to come back to the team. He said, I'm an integral part in us winning. I want to get traded for I'm sitting of the season, period. That was my stance on it, because how can you play with a guy that he says he loves you, but in the next sentence he says, hey, he's not, the running back position is not an integral part in what we do. And then, then we got Austin Eckler. We'll be fine. So, man,
that whole thing was just crazy within itself. But then, you got on the other side, you got the Kansas City Chiefs. You got the Chiefs. You got the reigning MVP, 50 touchdowns. Patrick Mahomes. Everybody's big on Patrick Mahomes. People believe he may go back to back in terms of the MVP. And I think that they may take a step back, man. I don't know if we have that same stellar season, again. At defense was a little skeptical throughout games, and a lot of their games were high scoring, and if you can't stop anyone, I'm not sure if Pat Mahomes saves you in some of those games that they won last season.
Right. Man, Kansas City is my favorite to win at the list. Like you said, I do believe the Chargers make a run. I don't think they make the Super Bowl without Melvin Gordon. But that's going to be their. I think it's going to be more competitive than what people think, and it's going to be those two good teams, the Raiders and Broncos. So it's going to be tough. But for me, the favorite is still the Chiefs. Their offensive power is unbelievable. I mean, so you got Pat Mahomes. Yes, you lose Kareem Hunt, but people forget Damian Williams, number 26 for them. He was doing just what Kareem was doing. Maybe not as high as Cole, just still doing the same type of stuff. Then you got Carlos Hyde. Bring Carlos Hyde there. He might not be all around great, but he's going to bring another element of tough. He's going to be in between the lines. You know what I'm saying? So he'll give you the inside run. So they're going to be good. And then you didn't lose anything as far as receivers go. Yeah, you lost Chris Conley, but you replace him with McCall Hardman from Georgia. The kid is basically Tyreek Hill 2.0. Is he as good as Tyreek Hill yet? No, I'm not saying that, but as far as getting electric, man, the kid's 21, he's 5'10". He's 187 pounds. Tyreek Hill is 25. McCall Hardman is 21. They're the same height, and McCall Hardman is 2 pounds heavier. That's it. They're literally identical, dude. And McCall Hardman runs a 4.3. He's electric, versatile. So, you just add that. Now you have basically two cheetahs on your team. Two people you can put back when you line up anywhere. You see what McCall Hardman did in the preseason. I know it's preseason, but that offense really got more explosive at that. Okay? And then you got Sammy Watkins.
Yeah, I'm waiting on it. Yeah, I'm actually waiting on him to have more of a breakout year. Because it seems like it's been a while. He's been on the quiet side as it relates to production, these past few seasons. So I'm really hoping that I can see something more out of him, and hopefully, with all the attention recently being brought on to Tyreek Hill, it gets displayed a little bit, because Sammy Watkins he's a good talent.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then we're forgetting about the best tight end in the game, Travis Kelce. I know you say you think they might take Patrick Mahomes and step back, but the thing is, they don't need him to throw 50 touchdowns this year. I don't believe. For me, we talked about this. What is a step back? Oh, he doesn't throw for 50? That's fine. I don't think they need him to throw for 50. Well, what does he throw for 40 touchdowns? 45? I really think they don't need him to throw 50 touchdowns. I think he's going to win MVP again. He's electric. He's going to make electric plays, but their offense is great. And then on defense, they got better. You got Tyrann Mathieu, right? Then you got Frank Clark. You got Chris Jones. So they've got better on defense. I think they're going to take a step forward on defense this year. The step back, you're thinking they're going to take on offense a little bit. I don't think you're thinking they're going to take a major step back. I think they're going to take a little step back. Okay, but that's where.
Yeah, and I just think that defense. You mentioned the offense a lot, and that offense it is stellar. They got some nice weapons, but I just think the defensive side of the ball for the Chiefs is going to be the reason why some of those games get slipped out of their hands.
And like I said, man, because they had you had Frank Clark, you still got Chris Jones, got Tyrann Mathieu. They got a couple quarterbacks. You got Rashawn Breeland. These guys might not be great, but I think they're going to take a step forward this year, especially with Tyrann Mathieu being back there, being able to cover. He's versatile. He's in that playmaker. He's a playmaker. He's around the ball. So I think that gives him another element. I think that makes it easier for the quarterback to do their job. You have a playmaker behind him. You know what I'm saying? Last year they didn't have any playmakers in the secondary at all. Not even they had okay corners. I thought they had good enough corners to get the job done, but we don't have playmakers behind you helping you out, good safety, just like that. It makes your job as a corner even harder, They try to Maurice Claiborne, so I think they'll be okay. I think they'll be good enough to where that this year is something that the defense is always letting them down, and the offense has to go out there and score 1,000 points a game. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think there's going to be games where this year's defense is going to put them in position to win the game this year.
Okay, and so what are the win totals? What are the win totals you believe for each team in this division?
So let's see. Last year, the Chiefs won how many games? They won 12. I don't remember the exact number they won last year, but I think this year, man, I really think the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs go 12-4. The Chiefs go 12-4, and I think Chargers go.
See, but remember, the Chargers and the Chiefs each went 12-4 last year.
Right. Okay. I think the same thing this year. I think they both go 12-4 again. Maybe I think with Kansas City, like I said, where defense getting better, they can go maybe 13-3.
And I want to mention this: the Chiefs went 5-1 in the division, and the Chargers, went 4-2 in the division. Broncos went 2-4, and the Raiders only won one game in the division. They went 1-5. Now, I believe those numbers may, turn around and improve for the bottom half of that division, the Broncos and the Raiders.
Okay, so all right, so let's put it here. So half the team's total. I think Chiefs total 4, Los Angeles total 4 again. I think 5-1 in the division. Maybe a step back. Maybe it's for the Kansas City. So let's say 4-2, and Los Angeles Chargers both go 4-2, right, in the division. I actually think the Denver Broncos go
3-3
last year.
What, 3-3 in the division?
Yeah, I think 3-3, and the same for Oakland, 3-3. 3-3, but overall record, I say Denver Broncos 8-8 or 7 or
7-9. 7-9.
Yeah, 7-9, and then Oakland Raiders are around the same. I think they can win about 7-8 games, so either 8-8 or 7-9.
Well, that's an interesting take. And now let's move on to the AFC lease, because it's really just it looks like the New England Patriots in the field. You hope seriously, because you hope the Jets can compete. Adam Gase, new coach. They got LeVeon Bell, Robbie Anderson will be at wide receiver. You got Jamal Adams, all pro bowler, led the team in tackles last year. Is really hoping the defense, with the new addition to Greg Williams, the defensive coordinator for the New York Jets, with him being on board, and then obviously the rookie Quinnen Williams from Alabama at defensive tackle. They've improved defensively even more, and especially improved offensively, obviously with Le'Veon Bell. So you hope to see something out of the New York Jets, but then, it's a flat-out rebuild and or a tank year for a quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, it looks like, and then maybe another 6-10, 7-9 season out of the Buffalo Bills, because they're going to try and compete, but I don't think they'll be able to get it done. And the Patriots have the easiest schedule in the NFL. So it's like, I don't see that really changing in terms of them not, winning this division. They're probably going to win it for the 10th or maybe even 11th time in a row. Your thoughts on that?
There's really no disagreement, man. The New England Patriots' biggest competition is the New York Jets, and that's not saying a whole lot, because we're hoping for them to be good. We want them to be good this year. they be good? I think they, from if Peter tells anything, they look like they can be good. They look like they got a couple pieces, and they don't really play. So I think they can be solid, but nobody's challenging the Patriots. Man, not that division so weak.
Yeah, this may be a second year in a row where no team underneath the AFC, underneath the New England Patriots, no team can probably not have a winning record. The Jets may go 8-8, and everybody else may fall right underneath them.
It's definitely easy for New England Patriots. I think the biggest thing about the Patriots is people can't look at the Patriots for what they for the regular season, because we know the regular season ain't gonna really be nothing. We're more so worried about kind of who they play in the playoffs, and that's what you really see. I guess
if they have home, if they have home field, or if they have to go on the road, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's what you really see the real New England Patriots as far as why people say they're great, because they might have an easy kind of cakewalk schedule, but they play tough teams in the postseason. But this is really not much to talk about, for this division. But I really do think I hope the Jets are pretty good, are pretty solid this year. Because you added some big man, you added LeVeon Bell, you added Quentin Williams. So I think in a couple of years they could be really solid. I think they need to take a step forward this year, though. I think they go about 8-8, like you said, 8-8, maybe possibly 9-7. But I don't see double-digit wins for them. And then nobody else in the division. I think Miami Dolphins might be the worst team in the NFL.
Next to the Lions, next to the Lions.
Right. They might be the worst team in the NFL, second worst, whatever. There will be that bottom five for sure. And then, like you said, the Bills might be kind of competitive, so they probably win 6 or 7 games. The Bills, but Miami. There's really no hope for them, man. They're talking about starting Ryan Fitzpatrick. He ain't looking crazy.
So, who's gonna be in the AFC Championship game? Give me two teams. AFC Championship.
I will say. Probably the Chiefs. The Chiefs.
Of course.
The Chiefs are probably New England. Right at this last year.
A repeat of last year's game? Man, I don't want that at all.
Nah,
man.
Me neither, really. But the Patriots. You could never count the Patriots out. Really.
Maybe the Browns do something, right?
Yeah. Maybe the Browns or the Raiders or Pittsburgh. Hopefully one of them. Maybe even Houston, maybe Kansas City will get there, maybe Houston gets there, but man, with them teams, two teams I named, it's only right, or Chargers. So really, the Chiefs, Chargers, or Patriots, man, are really a cut above everybody else, though. So, when you talk about those teams, it'd be hard for me to pick anybody else, but I can see some sleepers. I can see I can really see, I don't want to just give Cleveland all that big of a boost. We don't know yet. They got to play it on the field, but they have the pieces to get there. Yes, but Steelers for me would be maybe the Pittsburgh Steelers. Even though with all that turmoil and all that thing happened, they got good for them. They got out of there and they make it. Let's say. So I'll give you two scenarios. I'll give you the repeat of last year, the Chiefs versus the Patriots, and then I'll say. Houston, and Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Houston and Pittsburgh.
Now, those are two sleeper teams for sure in terms of potentially making it to the AFC Championship game. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. So, I'll go on with them. Houston. I like Deshaun. It's kind of biased. I'm a Deshaun Watson fan, but it's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. For me, man. That division now with the AFC South, I'll probably say the Texans can escape out of there and possibly win a game, maybe even if it's on a road, a road playoff game, for Deshaun Watson, depending on, who he matches up with. And he could end up in the AFC divisional game. And with the Patriots, I feel like they'll probably end up with a bye and just seeing who they're going to play in the AFC divisional game. And so there'll be no worries for them in terms of like an AFC wild card. But I know the Chargers will compete for a divisional title and try to have home field. And I know the Chiefs will have something to say about that too as well. And so it's going to be very interesting in some parts of the AFC. Not all, but I'll say at least 3 of the 4 divisions will have a little bit of parity behind them,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And so, yeah, man, I want to thank you and appreciate you for taking out this time to be on the Rundown Podcast here discussing NFL, man, and, some predictions and just, your insight on this upcoming season and who you're watching out for. See, you're going to be watching out for the Houston Texans and especially those Kansas City Chiefs with Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce and, that plethora of offense, whether it's not Kareem Hunt, but what's the wide receiver name? I just blanked. Tyreek Hill. Yeah, excuse me. So, I know that offense is going to be dynamite. We'll see what the defense does this season. Make sure they're not any high-scoring games. At least they'll be able to stop someone defensively. That is the Chiefs. This was Amani Bass here on the Rundown Podcast. Sir, I appreciate you and appreciate having you on, man.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on, man. It's always good to talk football, talk sports with you, so I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. And you stay cool down there, man, in Texas, man. I know it's getting hot, and you're going to have to probably catch one of those Dallas Cowboy games too, man.
Yeah, probably so, but more like so, I'll go see the Houston Texans game when they play the Colts. See my cousins out there, so.
Oh, yeah, man, that's going to be dope, man.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely going to try to stay cool down here. We try to stay inside with this AC on.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah, absolutely, man. I know what that Texas heat is like. I've been out there a few times, but it's been great talking to you, man, and I look forward to talking to you soon.
All right, thank you.
Oh yeah, no doubt. That was Amani Bass, motivational speaker, athletic trainer. He's a husband, EMU, Eastern Michigan University graduate. Just a stellar human being. Just gave us, some insight on what he believes is going to take place in the AFC. And, I hope you all had, a wonderful time listening to this and both of our takes here on the Rundown Podcast. Also subscribe and listen to this on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, streaming on those platforms, and also on my website, ZachBadgerHouse.com. Always listen to the Rundown.
This ain't entertainment, it's fuzzing on a slave ship. These songs just the spirituals I swam against them waves with. Ended up on shore to their amazement. I hope the example I set's not contagious. Lock us behind gates but can't tame us.
Victory to me is when you spend your time right. Victory to me is when you get your grind right. Victory to me is when you get your minds right.
Dedication, hard work, plus patience. To some more of my sacrifice, I'm done waiting. Told you that I wasn't playing. Now you hear what I've been saying. Dedication. It's dedication.